All right, homies. Let's get this day started doing what we do and seeing if we can't chat it up a little bit about this build. So, I was just saying a second ago, I thought that today was going to be like a hard day to be like, okay, what the heck we even talk about with our build update today? Because I didn't even get a single level up. But then we started mapping a little bit, started getting in rhythm, then I started getting to thinking. I was like, we might have to change a few things. And then some other stuff happened. I'm making some currency, bought a new weapon that required a little more strength, so we had to shift things around even more. And then once I shifted things around a little bit more, I was like, there's some cool ideas here. Some guy wanted to buy this weapon from me. I don't know if I missed it. I was AFK there for a second, but maybe we'll get another bite on that one. But we'll see. Either way, what we got cooking today is a transition out of as much defense and a transition into more offense. So I guess we should just have a look and see what I'm talking about here. The reason why I'm doing this is because we're kind of entering into a farm phase. Me? I'm 34. Where we're slapping maps and getting the job done. So I was thinking we wanted a little bit more AoE and a little bit more damage. And I'm actually pulling some points out of a couple things on the defensive side of the tree. So my travel is getting a little bit more extended. And I'm wondering if I could even like shave off quite a bit of this stuff. But I really like blood magic still. I really like Giant's Blood still. A lot of you guys are asking some of those big questions like, how are you using a two-hander and a shield at the same time? That, my friends, is Giant's Blood. And how the heck does this guy not have any mana? That, my friends, is blood magic. I've identified those keystone passives as things that I like, and I pathed to them relatively early in my journey, and then we've been filling out the tree and dinking around with stuff ever since. Let's just walk you through what I've got going on right now, and I'll tell you a little bit why I did those things as we go, okay? So, in terms of my Ascendancy, I'm a Titan. My first Ascendancy was down here going for Mysterious Lineage. And then upon reaching my second Ascendancy, I went ahead and took the points out of life and I put them into Colossal Capacity, leading into Hulking Form for the extra small passive gains. And then we just did my third Ascendancy a couple days ago, in which we got Earthbreaker. Fourth Ascendancy, if we're trying to have some fun and do some damage, which I think I am, I'm going to probably go get this. Every second slam is a ancestrally boosted slam. And then if I was feeling like I wasn't tanky enough, then we could go into Mysterious Lineage for more life. There's very, very little max life on the tree, but this is a lot of it. That's a lot of life. So I'll think about it. I probably am just going to go for Hulking Form and then some big ol' slams with Aftershocks. I think that sounds good. Now, once we pathed out from the tree, when I first came through the tree, I went up top for the melee damage and then got this brutal stun melee damage. Stun build up with strength, and then I went over the top and got melee damage, increased melee damage against heavy stunned, more melee damage, then I came down through here for the rest of it. Now, one of the things I did this time is, in order to preserve a nearly block capped block amount, I actually went through here instead, and I picked up Defender's Resolve for the more block chance here, and then stun threshold, and then strength, and then I went up and around to kind of meet the same strength point that I was doing before. Now, one of the things I'm doing that for is to free up some points. Like I said, I don't actually think I do that much damage into heavy stunned targets. The Aftershocks can hit the heavy stunned targets, but I don't really even think that hitting something that's heavy stunned is something I do that frequently, or is that good for me, oddly enough. So I'm experimenting with speccing out of that, and I don't really love dropping the melee damage, but I think we're recovering a lot of this damage that we're speccing out of by making some changes over here, which I can take you guys through. Because this is some of the new stuff. I'll talk to you about what's over here anyway. But yeah, we can actually take a look and just see what this is, because this stuff is new. Over here, we went for armor, and then armor and stun threshold, which I think is cool. But you do need some stun threshold so you don't get stunned constantly. Now, I unspecced this yesterday a little bit for more attack speed, but I think it's just a little bit too good, so I specced back into it for more damage and stun buildup with less attack speed. I also took points out of this, and I did I pulled away from the skill speed, so my attack speed and skill speed is going to be a little bit slower than yesterday. We've got the Warcry empowerment still, where it does more damage and more AoE. I could also instead go here first, but I wanted to do more damage. I did take points out of this and this. I love this. I really do think this is good. But I just needed a couple more points to work with, so I took some points out of there. I still want the big empowerment and damage, so that's what I did. I still have the aftershocks and the AoE, and then the big aftershock there. I did need to pick up some more strength with the beef, so I picked up a couple more strength nodes to make sure I could have all the strength that I needed. Then we have all of this travel to get to this other Warcry node, doing more damage with empowered attacks, and making my Warcries empower an additional attack, which is very nice. Then I also make sure that we come down here for some mace damage, and then the chance to aftershock. This is pretty big. 10% here, 12% there, because of hulking form is really nice. This is something I think I might chop off too. This is a lot of armor, but 15% of physical damage prevented recouped his life. It's like, this is so nice to have another layer of healing and defense, but I don't know. I might be able to just get by with leech, is kind of what I want to do. I might be able to get rid of that if I don't, if I don't need that one. That's on the chopping block. I'm chopping off a lot of defense because my defense is kind of propped up at the moment by a lot of block. So we have block here, block here, block here with life on block, which is nice. And then I have some extra fire res with max res and all res with a jewel slot and strength and blood magic. So we've got the jewel slot coming down here for no more block chance, rage on hit. I would love rage on hit here too. That'd be good. You guys hear Archer popping off back there? Having a good day today. We got the rage on hit here, which is okay. We've got strength leading into more strength, reduced mana, strength, 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 and then we're using our strength to buff our damage a bit, which is cool. Giant's blood as usual, and then more strength all the way down into plus resist, and more max resist, and a little bit more fire resist. So we're not getting the most utility out of this. Somebody on YouTube was like, you're not getting any value out of this. And I'm like, I don't know, 4% max res isn't the worst thing as long as you have 80 res. I'm actually getting the exact perfect amount of it. My resistances are pretty tight right now. We're really trying to get more chaos res. But the resistances are a little bit tight, and my block is not fully capped, but it's 73%, which is pretty good for a couple of reasons. One, the defensive element, but two, there's some offense tied to my block now that I'll show you going down this side of the tree. So we came down here for increased armor from body armor. We have increased armor here, percent, and then strength. And then we have this, a little bit of aftershock, not aftershock, a little bit of AoE and damage. Hey, Archer. My boy. We got strength, strength, and then we have attack speed, attack speed, attack speed, and attack speed, which is trying to sort of counteract what we're about to do, which is take our attack speed back down again by not having the skill speed and then reducing our attack speed here. We're not doing this side of the thing where we could do reduce attack speed for damage and stuff, which is big damage, but I think we have better options. This is pretty crazy though, I'll think about that. So armor evasion, armor evasion, armor evasion, and then this one is really cool. So it's 40% increased armor if you haven't been hit recently, which makes me think that that first hit means that you're going to be defending with more armor, which I was wondering if, like something like this, where 30% increased armor if you've been hit recently, does that mean that the armor applies to that first hit that you take? And I don't think it does. It applies to the second hit. But since I have so much block, we don't get hit super frequently, so this may be up a little bit more often. So when we finally do take a hit, it will block it with a lot of armor. I think it'll take a lot of armor. So I'll try that out. Anyway, we're pathing down to this, which is more damage while holding a shield, block chance, and then this. 1% increased damage per 1% chance to block. We're investing so much in block chance that it seems to be good to sort of get some damage out of that too. It's really good when you can get these talents that have offense, defense, or like utility defense, or double defense. Like that kind of stuff, like armor equals your stun threshold, or you get more fire resist per fire resist, or strength gives you damage. And I even really liked this one. This armor, and into 25% of armor also applies to fire damage taken from hits. I don't really feel like I'm dying to the other elements either. So it makes me think I could try this not being there and maybe be okay. It's mostly just dying to chaos. We'll see how it feels. Then, since we were on Lay Siege, I was like, well, look, if we just go 1 point over, look what we have access to. Two-handed damage, two-handed damage, two-handed damage, two-handed damage. AoE and strength, which is cool. And then more damage, and then we get the same node, the 5% reduced attack speed, stun build-up damage, as this, right? So we're gonna have 2 minus 5% reduced attack speed, but 40% stun build-up and 80% damage. So it's like, that sounds pretty dang cool. And then we traveled down here to get to strength, and then increase attack speed with accuracy and dexterity, and then increase attack speed with dexterity, which is not that big of a deal, but the accuracy is really, really nice too. So that's kind of what I'm thinking with my tree right now. That's what I'm cooking with at the moment. We have sacrificed some defense for offense, and we have sacrificed some offense for a different kind of offense, which I think still evens out. Should be good. Should be good. We're gonna go do some maps, and we're gonna see how it feels. In terms of my skills, Mace Strike is linked up with just close combat, overpower for stun buildup, rage on hit, and just fire damage. I'm really not doing this for any particular reason other than I just want to like just have something here. Wait, where did that go? There we go. It's just like a placeholder. I mean, I do use this attack sometimes, but not really. A lot of what I'm doing is stampeding though. I like this momentum. I think the ending slam doing more damage makes it shockwave harder. I really like linking this with rage. I just really need greater jeweler's orbs bad. I haven't really been finding very many of them, so we gotta wait on those. But I like charging in with this and getting rage, but until then we're just doing momentum. We are doing the physical damage, breaks armor, and we are doing the fully broken armor explodes enemies. So when I'm doing high maps, we don't always have enough damage to get value out of this. But with low maps and the amount of damage we've gained from our passive changes and our new weapon, which I'll show you in a second, I think this could be useful, especially if we're farming like a little bit lower maps for a bit. Be good. For Sunder, I love the Sunder Aftershock, so I have it causing Aftershocks. I have it doing an upheaval where it splits. That's what makes it do like that AoE. The Aftershocks are juicy too. And then Fist of War, so it gets boostified and does big damage. Bone Shatter, we have it creating an Aftershock when it heavy stuns. We have it fully breaking armor when it heavy stuns, and we have it executing enemies, doing more damage when they're low health, which is really cool. Leap Slam creates a nice little consecrated ground wherever we leap. It gives us the little regen, so you can like leap, plant your feet, and then sunder. And then you're kind of like sitting in your holy circle while you're sundering. You attack a little bit faster. You also drop a little shockwave where you land. I was wondering if I should do Jagged Ground here. I'll do the shockwave for now, but Jagged Ground could be kind of cool too. If Stampede always blows up Jagged Ground, you could kind of like jump in and then Stampede like out of it, and it might blow up all the Jagged Ground, which would be kind of cool. But I think the shockwave is kind of nice, just because it might do a little bit more damage and kind of prime people up for the Bone Shatter, because Leap Bone Shatter is sick. So I don't know, I'm thinking about Jagged Ground though. Infernal Cry, I have it dazing enemies, so you can kind of use it as your pre-buff before you slam. And you can kind of use that to start a fight against the big boss to make them a little bit more vulnerable to stun. It's more stun build up with the daze, and then I also have it just making me do more damage, because a lot of times I'll be just mapping around. You just press this and let the slam rip. For you have 2 slams that are being empowered right now. It feels so much better when it's a 25% reduced cooldown from that one talent, but this will have to do for now. But yeah, you just pop your thing and you know, charge around 2 of those, maybe Bone Shatter somebody, or shout again, charge around a little bit, Bone Shatter somebody, pop it, charge around again. Pretty smooth. Seismic Cry is when you have somebody stunned, you want to Seismic Cry at them. I have this set to come back up more frequently, although I don't even really need it. I feel like I probably should put it in here so that I can use this more frequently, because right now with mapping, I don't really Seismic Cry that often. Most things are just dead, so I don't even really need it. So I'll probably put it there actually for now. I do have this buff with more AoE, so when something gets stunned, I can kind of just like shout at it from far away and then sunder them for the guaranteed double shockwave. I call it shockwave, but aftershock. And then I have it give me a little bit of rage. So like if you're fighting a strong enemy, you can just pop this and If you're not rage capped, it'll give you a little bit of rage. The stronger the enemy, or the more the enemies you have, the more rage it'll give you. I think it only activates when you actually shout at them who are stunned, though, so keep that in mind. Hammer of the Gods is heft. Big old hefty maximum physical damage. We have Heavy Swing, where it's given us a little bit less attack speed, but more damage. And then just good old Brutality for more damage, too. So, cast it up. I don't have it linked up with the reduced AoE anymore, because I wanted to go ahead and have it hit a little wider AoE. So it hits rares more easily. It hits unique bosses pretty easily, but when you hit the rares, it's nice. Herald of Ash, we have it giving me accuracy. And Vitality is nice for the just 1% healing over time. And then Time of Need, I have it linked up with Fast Forward so that it goes off more frequently. And that's this little buff that you see, the little kind of shiny chest plate thing. That's Time of Need, giving me the little healing and curse removal and elemental ailment removal. And Herald of Ash is the thing where overkills cause it to splash and deal more damage, AoE. So let's have a look at my gear. So I don't have a gem in my, or a jewel or a rune in my gloves right now. And the reason for that is because I'm making gear upgrades and my resists are pretty tight. And I don't really want to socket in a resist and then not have a slot for like a resist that I need in order to equip like an upgrade piece of gear. So I kind of have that empty right now. What I might just do is just say whatever it is what it is, and I'm gonna socket in chaos resistance in that. I think that would actually be a good idea. I just need to figure it out. But here's my newest piece, the Rift Thresher. It's not perfect, but it's dang good. It has attack speed, it has added fizz, it's small added fizz, and it has physical damage. So I like that. I didn't sacrifice too much attack speed. It does give me the flat fizz, percent fizz attack speed combo with a little bit of life leech, which is my only source of life leech. The fire damage is not what you want, but it is what it is. And then I think what you want is like the physical and accuracy hybrid roll, I think, is a prefix. So I think you want that on there. And then increased attack speed is great. Life leech is good in this situation, but I think ideally you'd rather have like I think strength. It would be cool, but melee skill is probably the best. So this is fine though. Percent fizz, flat fizz, attack speed, leech. 4 out of 6 are really good. The fire damage doesn't really do anything for me. With a life on enemy killed is like okay. It's okay. But the big thing is it does about as much. This weapon's low end is as much as my other weapon was doing top end. And I sacrificed a little bit of attack speed, but we needed to make some damage upgrades, so we did. This is the other new piece of gear. This one was like 50 exalts, this one was 40 exalts, so we've been farming, and as soon as we get those exalts in my bank, I'm letting them rip and trying to buy some upgrades. So this one was big because it gave me max life, good strength, good resist, and chaos res. Need that chaos resistance. A little bit of accuracy is okay, it ain't much, and added physical damage to attacks is actually pretty nice. That's not really what I was looking for as much. What would make this item perfect for me is to have that accuracy be like attack speed. Yep. That would be really nice. Love attack speed on weapon. I love attack speed on gloves. That is super, super nice. Everything else I believe is the same as last time, but we'll show it to you briefly. Have accuracy, life, crit hit chance, strength, fire resistance with a little bit of mana. Don't even want to mention the mana. But yeah, helmet's looking pretty cool. Life. I think my ideal helmet, as far as I can tell, would be life. Accuracy here is good for me. I do need some accuracy. So life, accuracy, armor would be good, strength would be good, and resist. So you want like defenses in the form of armor, you want life, and you want resists on like your armor pieces. So this one has armor, has strength, has chaos resist. What it doesn't have is life. I would love to have life on this. That would be super, super nice. We don't have it. It just sort of is what it is, right? But we'll live with it. We'll live with it. It'll be fine. We can upgrade that though, but it does have chaos resistance. Chaos resistance is like the end game struggle. Like you need to figure out how to get all your resists fixed and get your defenses fixed and have chaos res, because chaos res is what kills you basically in the end game, is what I found. For me at least. This belt, it's nice. It has armor, it has life, it has strength, it has 1 resist. I'd like it for it to have 2 resists and not have mana. That would be good. The amulet is life and strength. It's just strength on the implicit, so I would like that to roll strength. Life, strength. All res is pretty cool. We think we exalted that on there. And the Ellie res is really nice. That's nice, but we want higher level of melee skills than 1, but it's still pretty good, so we'll take that. And I allocated flashy deflection on there for more block chance, just to help fill that out. My shield is pretty good, decent armor. You want high block chance to give you like a good base block chance, and I can still upgrade the shield, but it is nice. It's got block chance increase, armor, life, strength, and 2 resists. That's pretty good. That's pretty solid stuff. My rings are all right. This one is more what I'm looking for, where it's got life, strength, and resists, including chaos resist is more what I'm looking for. The chaos damage, the mana doesn't do anything for me, but we take, you know, 4 out of 6, right? My ring, this one needs to be replaced. This is lightning res and fire res. Kind of hard to replace that much resistance. It's got a little bit of life and strength. We want strength on every piece of gear. Rings can do a lot of cool stuff, like big life, big strength, maybe 2 resists, one of them, and then getting chaos res from rings is good. Leech can also come from rings, which is cool. Boots, you want movement speed, defenses, life, resists. That's pretty much all you need. These ones have almost everything you want. Just maybe more life would be good. No mana would be good. But yeah, that's looking pretty solid too. So I've been enjoying those. Even though they're level 45, like isn't that crazy? They're level 50, item level 50. I've been using those for a long time, but they're good. They're good. My flask, I'm doing a part of my recovery applied instantly, and a chance to gain a charge when you kill an enemy. Good for mapping. I'm propping up my chaos resistance from chaos resistance charm, which is nice. In terms of my endgame atlas, I'm just kind of adding that to the list of things that I'm doing. This is what I'm doing at the moment for Endgame Atlas. This is designed to help me get more maps. I want more maps, and I want higher tier maps. I like getting XP. I like progressing my Atlas, so I'm doing maps. How I'm doing that is making sure we get all the plus chance to be a higher tier maps, just getting a little bit more monster packs, getting a little bit of precursor tablets, getting a little bit of essences over here. I think that these are really, really cool. These are like buffs that can really only be good for you. The precursors are never bad, so it just makes them better, and this is good too. So I may want to spend some more of my like 4 remaining points here. And the way that you unlock those is by doing the little Atlas like clearing maps quests. I also came over here for rarity. Rarity seems to be a big deal. When we were like leveling and talking about the game when it first came out, people who were like had a little bit of rarity were like, dude, I got like 13 uniques already, and like people who didn't have any were like, I got 0. So rarity is probably a big deal. It also increases the quantity of waystones, which are maps that drop in your maps. This increases the rarity of waystones that drop in your maps, and this makes it so they're chance of a higher tier when they drop. Same thing with this down here. This is for getting them to be a higher tier. This is just a little bit extra monster packs to get to this, because I would rather go through the monster packs. But maybe I could save points by doing quantity of items. I think I probably could save points. I do like the monster packs though, but yeah, maybe I should actually like a respec and go through here, because it would save me some points. Then we could do more precursor stuff, which is probably a better idea. Monster packs are cool, but I might actually just do that right now while we're recording it, because the precursor stuff, like I said, is pretty good. And I usually make sure that we have plenty of towers buffing our stuff. But anyway, I like the monster packs. It's fun to explode more mobs. And this gives me 35% more monster packs, which is more XP. But yeah, then I also came over here for a little bit of rarity. Take the 1 exalt sale. And then just increased quantity and rarity. But yeah, that would free up my points pretty good, I think. That would probably free me up a bit to just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We could get all of those. It'd just take 2 travel nodes instead of 1, 2, 3, 4 travel nodes. Yeah. Then we can get more precursors. Strong Monka. Let me get this guy his thing. Where is this guy? That's another little tip for you guys. If you've bought the game, you have early access, right? And you get some resources. Buy stash tabs. Get yourself like a quad tab that's like a dump tab, and just make your dump tab public. And you never know. People are just like, I've been making a nice little bit of currency just by making my go-to dump tab, where I do my map, I come back home, I just drop all my stuff in a box. Just make it public, set exact price on all items, exalted orb, and just dump all your stuff. And I've been making a nice little bit of money from people just like buying random bases and stuff. So that's some tech there. Thanks, bro. But that's nice. So that's my character as it stands right now. I guess I could just run a I might respec my stuff though real quick, but maybe we could run a map, just show you guys what we're cooking with here. Do I have a nice little like 10 or something that I could just blast through real quick for you? A little something something. This looks like fun. It's a 9, so let's not get too excited, but it'll show you the gameplay. It'll show you a little something, something. Hopefully we don't die. Oh, hold up. That's a big one. You want this new weapon, brother? It is yours. This is one of my old weapons. I'm letting it go for a little price. How much do you price them? My dump tab is just 1 exalt. Yep. My defenses? Yeah, 1 second. We are going to try to knock out a quick map, and then we're going to continue our day as normal. If you guys didn't know, we are live streaming this game pretty much every day. We like to start the day off with a little, wait, what? I think he just maybe split them wrong. Thank you. All right, let's roll. Let's roll. So we're just doing a quick little build updater. So this is gonna be a delirium too. We're just gonna blast through some of these dudes real quick. He ducked. Didn't hit him. So this guy got stunned. We're gonna walk up to him, hit him with the shout, blast on through. So I'm gonna attack a little more slowly now, which I don't really love. But we're gonna be rumbling around, hitting pretty hard, I think. That's the gameplay, boys. Is just charging around with your shouts up, doing some big stampedes, a little bit of leaf slamming maybe. Yeah, we're actually sort of back to the amount of stun buildup where in 9s we don't even have the chance to bone shatter, so even more of a reason to just to stampede around. And then when you find mobs worthy of your true power, you hit them with the sunder. But the armor break in this environment is definitely doing some work. So are those aftershocks. You see the other explosions of the aftershocks, and then it's blasting them with all this stuff. But yeah, so in this environment, when everything gets stunned so frequently, I probably will be able. Oh, get back in there, buddy. Probably will be able to just armor break them instantly, and then also seismic shout them. Seismic cry, but it's fun. It feels like Warrior in WoW, right? you charge, heroic leap, shockwave, execute them with a bone shatter sometimes. The actual moment-to-moment gameplay is pretty cool, but yeah, we're back to stunning and doing more damage. It's just a little bit slower, but that's fine. You can kind of rumble around and get the job done. I have not moved away from Giant's Blood. No, I'm just not using two-handers. I'm using 1 two-hander as my main weapon with a shield. The shield is really nice for defense. Much tankier with the shield. And then, I don't know if you just got here, but we've also turned my block chance that we've invested so much into damage as well. So we have increased our damage based on block chance, which at the moment is 73%. Definitely would like to see that be a full 75, but that's okay. I was doing something like that last night, yeah. 2-man with the shield is big. If you guys have been keeping up with the build updates, we've been doing that for the past couple, and it's been good. Do want to make sure that my defenses aren't too whack now. Make sure my leech is sufficient. But a great way to get more leech is not necessarily on the tree, is it's just to do more damage, right? I should have made sure that I had the shout up before that, but yeah. The build is pretty dang smooth. You're just heroic leaping around, charging in, and blasting. But my defenses are going to be a little worse, so we need to make sure that we're not going to get ourselves in trouble when we're pushing these 13s and 14, well, more like 14s and 15s today. We're getting there. Just blasting around. What's up, boy? Just blasting around, kicking butt with bone shatters and leaps. But yeah, this is just a 9, so this is pretty relaxed, but it is good for farming. Yep. Explain when we're using Seismic Cry in trash or mobs. So Seismic Cry is only going to really do anything for you if the enemies are stunned. So like in this situation, if you charge in and they kind of get knocked back and stuff, then you know they got stunned, right? Like they're pretty much either going to get primed for stun or stunned by your damage most of the time in your little opener, like leap or charge or whatever. And so if they get knocked back, and not primed for stun, they're stunned. I think it would be nice for them to have like a little bit more of like a clear indicator of that as well. But yeah, that's pretty much the opener, is you leap in. If they're primed for stun, then you stun it with Bone Shatter, or if they're not primed for stun, then you Seismic Cry at them, and then you blast them with your thing like this. So you can tell they got stunned there, so you just Seismic Shout at them. And then you'll have 2 guaranteed Aftershocks on your next slams. It's pretty sweet. That'll take a little more damage though. But we leech it back, so it's good. Let's go hunt down this next rare. But I love the playstyle of this build. What I like about it is this is kind of like the aggressive farming kind of speed and playstyle. But when you're in a map that's a little scarier, you can like kind of sit back like this. You know, you find the rare, you can kind of try to snipe at them with a Hammer of the Gods. You can kind of sit back and sunder them just to be like maximally safe. Like if I was doing a big map, I'd be playing more like this, like a 14 or 15, just kind of sitting back and shouting and hitting him with like a super long range sunder, kind of moving forward like a siege tank in StarCraft, right? You're just kind of picking your spots and blasting from there. But these guys aren't really, they're not really strong enough for that. But that's something that you can do, and I like that it has that potential, right? You can blast with it's mostly like your skill selection. You can blast from far away, or you can blast from just charging around and killing guys, which I like. In terms of like the actual talent orientation, I think I did make myself a little bit squishier without as much like life leech and stuff. But I think overall it's a good idea. I mean, like if you do more damage than when you're in these higher tier maps, when you leap in, then I have the stun build up, so I don't attack as fast, and I don't have as much like life leech and stuff. But I'll be able to leap in and more likely than not stun them or prime them for stun, which is what I really want. And then just kill them with Bone Shatters and kind of keep the map moving quickly. Let's see, this guy got stunned. Walk in there, blast him. Aftershock should take him out. GG. GG. So that's how the build plays out. Somebody was asking if they could see some bossing. We were doing some bossing today, so if we get some cool bosses down, we'll show that to you. And the reason why we're doing bossing is the Atlas thing is really freaking cool. You get points. You can tell how you get points for all these little things by... Oh, thanks, Muck. We're doing another little build update real quick. Welcome, Muck Raiders. Come on in, hang out. You get these points by doing these particular like little events, and you get the access to the events basically by doing the little events in your maps. But the boss one, like you have to kind of find breaches, which are scary. You have to find deliriums, which can be scary. I need to go back and claim the delirium, by the way. No, didn't we already? Yeah, we did. And completed the map. We're good. But the boss one is a little bit different. The boss one is literally just killing bosses in high enough eye level maps. So I have to kill a level 79, or a boss in a level 79 plus map. The boss is gonna be level 81 because we've buffed them. But in doing so, you get access to these little amplifiers, which make the bosses harder, but make them drop more loot. But look at this up here. Like, you can get either shrines or strong boxes or essences in any area with a map boss, and then also any area with a map boss comes with their bosses are irradiated, which makes the area have a +1 to monster level. And then you can either make the boss itself grant you increased experience, or you can make the whole area have a chance to be corrupted, which is another +1 monster level, which is crazy. So monster level is higher. Monster level is how you get more XP, and I love XP. Like getting gear and stuff is probably the most important thing for making your character powerful, but I love getting XP. I love skill points. Those are nice. So I'm gonna be getting some bosses done today. Hopefully, we're definitely gonna try to get our level today. Try to get level 88 and then do some bosses in these levels in these maps. But that's how my character set up right now. We're gonna try this out. I probably need to just chill and chill and like farm with this spec, because I spent legit like half of my gold respecking into this. So, and also somebody was asking me about my weapon skill tree. I almost wish that I hadn't used my weapon skill tree, because I think it's making my specking kind of annoying. But at some point I'll probably have like 2 different specs. But right now it's mostly just kind of annoying to swap between the 2 of them. But anyway, this is what we're working with right now. Made some good upgrades, made some shifts away from as much defense and more leaning into some offense for farming. We have gotten ourselves some gear upgrades with some decent currency farming, pretty much just from running maps and selling the good things that we find. and even some things that I didn't really think were that good, but that people might be interested in, and going from there. But I'll keep you guys posted on the build. I'll keep you guys updated on currency farming strategies as I sort of figure them out. Like, for example, I did sell the exotic coinage from the expedition guys for, like, each coin was like 1 exalt. So I might be thinking about doing some expedition to farm up that just for easy scraped off the ground currency. I like that kind of stuff. So that's the plan, boys. That's the plan. We're gonna get this video up on the YouTubes for the homies. If you guys do enjoy the build updates, make sure you show them some love in the likes and in the comments. Makes a huge difference. I'm having so much fun with Path of Exile. Really love cranking out the content, and the more the content succeeds, the longer we can keep pumping it out. So I love that. I love that. We'll keep it going. But we're also going to keep it going live on stream here on Twitch and YouTube. Make sure you guys come hang out on the stream during the daytime and during the evening time. We're usually live from like 10 a.m. PST to 3 p.m. PST, and then back at it again from like 7 p.m. PST to 11 p.m. PST. And you also do get drops on Twitch for, I think these portals, as a matter of fact, are at the Twitch drop right now. And you can also gift 2 subs if you want to, and get yourselves this cool and creepy little chimera pet. That's pretty neat. But anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate the love. We'll see you guys on stream. Let's get it going. Peace.